This is how Big Pharma tricked physicians into prescribing a $2,500 medication whenever a $5 alternative has always existed. Big Pharma is far more corrupt than anyone even realizes. A company called Horizon started selling a medication called Rayos. Now, Rayos is delayed release prednisone, which for all intents and purposes is not relevant at all. Prednisone by itself has been around for a very long time and only costs less than $5 for 30 tablets. This is how the scam works. When selecting a medication from their drop-down, prescribers and their staff will select prednisone delayed release, thinking that the delayed release portion is not relevant. And most of the time it isn't, but in this case, it's a $2,500 mistake. They accidentally have just sent a prescription to the pharmacy for a medication called Rayos, which only exists to gouge insurance companies, particularly Medicare. I see this happen about once a month, and every time I contact the nurse or the physician, they admit that it's a mistake and I change it back to the regular prednisone, but sometimes folks don't have enough time or maybe not enough knowledge to know to do that. This is a common tactic I see medication companies make, where they'll take a very ubiquitous, well-known, cheap medication and tweak something irrelevant like the dosage form, in this case going from immediate release to delayed release, and then increasing the price to an absolutely excessive amount. Even though the difference between the two is incredibly trite and no well-meaning physician or pharmacist would admit that it's relevant, that still meets the definition by FDA standards for a new medication entity, and thus they get patent exclusivity and they can charge whatever they want to for it. The next step would be to actually get prescriptions written for the medication, and in this case, it's just a simple trick. Nobody knows the difference because they look so similar. The difference is so trite. In fact, I implore any physician or prescriber watching this or pharmacist to tell me what the difference between Rayos and regular prednisone actually is. The only thing concrete is that Rayos is delayed release. Takes about 4 hours before it starts to be absorbed, which is not relevant at all and certainly not worth $2,500. Between 2018 and 2022, Medicare paid about $25 million a year for this junk medication, totaling about $125 million. Good job.